Welcome to the future, where trees decided they'd had enough and stopped producing oxygen. Naturally, 99% of the human population did what anyone would do without air. They collapsed. Welcome back to Too Long Didn't Watch. Today we are speedrunning the 2024 apocalyptic thriller Breathe. A genius engineer who saw the end times coming and built a fancy underground bunker complete with a custom greenhouse. Food, covered, oxygen, plenty. The only real daily chore was making sure they didn't accidentally hyperventilate from excess air. Everything was going great until Dad stepped outside one day and pulled the ultimate ghosting act. He left for milk and never came back. No note, no body, just vanished into the wasteland. And you probably can't see that coming when you know it's a black family. His teenage daughter Zora refuses to accept that Dad is toast. She spends her days radioing into the void hoping for a reply, while her mom, Maya, is pretty much ready to collect the life insurance policy if there were any banks left standing. 6 months pass. Suddenly the radio crackles with static. Zora freaks out thinking Dad's calling from a post-apocalyptic Starbucks, ignores her mom's reality checks, and goes hunting outside. Spoiler alert, still no Dad. Maya tries to explain basic biology to her daughter. 6 months without oxygen tanks means Dad is long past expired. Just as they are about to head back inside, two heavily armed strangers show up. Mind you, this is the first human contact they've had since the world ended, and instead of bringing a fruit basket, these two walk straight up to the bunker like they own the place. Maya instantly remembers the golden rule of post-apocalypse living. Other people are the absolute worst. The intruders try to break in, fail miserably against the solid steel door, and decide to climb on the roof. Suddenly, Maya's face mask thinks the room is too quiet and sets off her oxygen alarm, causing a scuffle outside. She ambushes the female intruder, grabs her gun, and retreats into the bunker with Zora. From the safety of the security monitor, the intruders introduce themselves. The woman, Tess, claims she's an old co-worker of Dad's. She says her own bunker's air filter is dying and she only has a week of oxygen left. How did she find them? Oh, Dad built her system too. Convenient, right? Maya isn't buying it, but Zora's eyes light up because Tess mentions knowing Dad. Even though Dad isn't here, Tess says she just needs to look at their system to fix hers. Maya reluctantly agrees to let them in, but only if they submit to a strict, highly paranoid security protocol involving ropes, kneeling, and face planting in the dirt. Surprise, surprise! Tess was lying. She brought a secret third guy hiding in the bushes. A chaotic shootout erupts. The third guy dashes himself into the bunker, but ends up trapped inside as a prisoner. Tess explains her mate jumped out only because he thought they are in danger. Maya is furious and tells them to leave, otherwise she will put a bullet in the third guy's brain. Tess refuses and swears we'll break in no matter what. And then she pulls out a knife, cuts herself and her teammate free. Inside, the trapped intruder tries to explain they aren't bad guys, but trust is completely dead. Suddenly, the entire bunk goes dark, all security cameras go black because Tess covered them with electrical tape, and a horrifying metal-cutting drill sound echoes through the door. While Maya panics, teenage Zora puts her MacGyver hat on. She guts the microwave, builds a makeshift EMP device, and blasts it through the metal door, completely frying Tess's power tools. Defeated by a microwave, Tess climbs onto the roof and pulls the solar panel plugs. The air filtration inside shuts down, forcing Maya and Zora into oxygen masks. Maya decides offense is the best defense. She remotely triggers the back door to open, tricking the intruders into running around the building while she sneaks up to the roof to snipe them. Meanwhile, inside the bunker, soft-hearted Zora decides to give her prisoner an oxygen mask so he doesn't suffocate. Big mistake. Maya manages to plug the solar panels back in, but gets shot in the leg during a rooftop firefight and gets captured. Downstairs, the prisoner Zora just saved repays her kindness by breaking free from his ropes and taking her hostage. And now the table has turned. Here comes the peak comedy of errors. The prisoner holds Zora inside while Tess holds Maya outside, but neither group can communicate. The guy inside doesn't know how to use the control panel or open the door, panics so hard from his bullet wound, and passes out cold. Outside, Tess puts a gun to Maya's head and starts a countdown. Zora uses the intercom to explain that the bunker is locked from the inside and Maya forgot her keys outside. The only way in now is to retrieve the spare keys hidden far away at a cemetery. Maya leads Tess to the family's Apocalypse getaway car that left by their dad. They drive off to the graveyard and experience the cinematic magic of a car abandoned for years that can still drive normally. At the cemetery, Maya digs up the spare key only to find her missing husband's body lying nearby. He didn't abandon them, he committed suicide. Why? Because his custom-built ecosystem had a fatal flaw. It could only produce enough oxygen for 2 people to survive long-term. He sacrificed himself so his wife and daughter could live. But I mean, who builds a 2-people bunker when you have a family of 3? While Maya is emotionally wrecked, Tess snatches the key and jumps into the car only for the engine to completely stall out. Classic post-apocalyptic vehicle luck. With oxygen running low, Tess pulls a gun on Maya, steals her spare air tanks, rides off on a bicycle, and promises she'll come back to save her. Sure you will, Tess. Tess makes it back to the bunker on her bike, but her long-haired companion inside decides saving Maya is a waste of resources. He pulls a gun on Tess and demands to know how the system works so they can go back to fix their own. Only because long-haired dude has a dying father in his bunker to be saved. Cornered, Tess finally confesses the hilarious truth. She was never an engineer, nor did she know Dad. She just intercepted Zora's depressing radio broadcast to her dad and pieced together the bunker's location. When Tess mentions the bunker can only support 2 people, the long-haired guy instantly shoots her dead. Why share when you can hoard? He decides he and Zora will live together happily ever after in the bunker. Since Zora actually knows how to fix the machines, who cares about his dying father, right? Suddenly, the power cuts out again. Zora thinks the system broke. Seeing there's no choice but to have Zora go out to fix it, the guy unties Zora. When Zora gets to the roof, she finds her mom, Maya, who survived by hook or by crook. Maya uses solar panel on the car to recharge the car and her face mask, and sneaked back to pull the solar plugs of the bunker again. They make plan to take back the bunker. Zora stays out and tricks the guy into stepping outside onto the roof to inspect the damage. Zora plays dead on the roof. Suddenly, Maya shoots at the long-haired guys and he comes to check on Zora. Zora and Maya grab the key and run back to the bunker, but the guy forced himself in and points his gun to Maya. Zora pretends to play along with the long-haired guy, begging for mercy while secretly cranking the oxygen pump inside the bunker to maximum levels. The air gets so saturated with pure oxygen that the guy gets dizzy and confused while Zora and Maya escape the bunker. Realizing he's been played, he panics, pulls the trigger of his gun, and a single spark ignites the hyper-oxygenated air. Boom! The entire bunker explodes in a magnificent fireball, destroying their only home. With their house blown to smithereens, Maya and Zora drive off to the large community bunker Tess mentioned earlier. They reach the giant steel blast doors, bang on them desperately, but no one responds. They pass out from oxygen deprivation right on the doorstep. Maya wakes up inside a thriving underground sanctuary full of happy survivors. It turns out Zora woke up earlier, fixed their massive air filtration system, which happens to be an upgraded model with 0 population limits, and saved everyone. Everyone lives happily ever after, assuming no idiot pulls a plug on the solar panels again. If you made it to the end without running out of air, congratulations. Give the video a like, hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll see you next time.